Welcome back. Thank you for watching the first video, and now a hell of a video today. And before we get started, I've got one question for you. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Right, after that, we're going to start off with HBK Shawn Michaels. And the reason we won't see him have one last ride is, to rectify that last match he had with Taker and Kane in Saudi Arabia, because that was rubbish. He's old, he couldn't move properly, but he's still good enough wrestler. He needs to rectify that match and go out on a good match, because I don't want that to be his last match, his legacy. Don't want to ruin it by having that as his last match. No, all the dream matches are there: AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. Edge can have one with Randy Orton again. Drew McIntyre, Andrade, loads of people I have dream matches with, and have him retire on a good match officially, and then he can be done for good. Now, next on this list is Sting, simply because, similar reason to HBK, he was supposed to have a title run in WWE back in 2015. See, he hurt his neck, so I put him out for good. But we still want to see that. There's rumours of him going to AEW, because they released a figure of him. And Cody Rhodes tweeted on his Twitter, hinting that he might be possible. And he can have a 10-minute match if he does go to AEW or WWE. Now, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, these people again, they'll carry him to a good match. And Sting has dream matches in WWE with The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and even Demon Finn Balor. Two characters that's similar to Sting. I know he can go out, maybe even with a championship that he never won in WWE. Probably the greatest wrestler to never hold the WWE Championship. So, I'd love to see him go out, one last run, have a good, it doesn't have to be long match, 7 minutes, just move after move after move. And he can retire happy then, not have his last match be with a neck injury. Next up is a 16-time world champion, John Cena. I know he hasn't retired or anything, but obviously he's had a lot of success in Hollywood. And he's doing movies, and he's wrestled less and less. Obviously, he had a match with Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, if you could even call it a match. Some cinematic stuff. And with the proper match out, we talk about proper in-ring matches. And beat Ric Flair's record, because if there's anyone that deserves it, it is John Cena. Beat the record and retire on that, because that's the huge storyline in itself. John Cena has a full year now, run matches on Raw Weekly, and he finally beats that record. And that's a great way to retire. That'd be a great WrestleMania storyline. Can have him feud with Edge again. Orton again, he's on fire. Drew McIntyre. The list goes on. I'd love to see that. And then he can properly retire. So he don't have to be considered a part-timer and only comes back for special shows. Have one proper run and then properly retire. And then do his thing in Hollywood. And everyone would love Cena to come back. He's big draw, a lot of money, and it'd just be great to see him finally close an end to the buck and go off and do Hollywood. Now, next up, the devil's favourite demon, Kane. Obviously he's a politician now, which is mad. I think he's mayor of Knox County in America. And, obviously, he's still hasn't officially retired. That's why, come back, have your official retirement. I think there's still something left to do. Maybe one more title shot. Obviously, Avengers brother Undertaker against AJ Styles. And the main reason I want them to come back is to see a match between the Demon Finn Balor and Kane. Battle out, prove who is the real demon of WWE. That'd be a great way to get Finn Balor over, pass the torch. And Kane, he's been an underrated legend. He is a legend, and he's been so good for WWE. And obviously, he don't really wrestle much anymore. But have that one last run, dream match with Finn Balor, and then go out on a good match, because Finn Balor will do that for him. And there we have it, and then we have all the legends retired. Now, next up, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, right?
Shut up, bitch!
Right, The Rock has got to come back. Obviously, he's the most paid actor in the world. He is, he's done very well for himself. Everyone knows who The Rock is. So his last appearance was on October SmackDown when they debuted on Fox, and that was really good. Obviously, he came out to Baron Corbin, beat him up for a bit, called him an STD. Yeah, like, obviously, he's done the biggest ratings for WWE. Obviously, one last official right now, and the matches you could have, the grudge match with Cena, they won all at WrestleMania, have that third one. You know, AJ Styles, I said it every time for a dream match, but The Rock versus AJ Styles, the phenomenal one versus the great one. You know, you could have loads, and obviously, retire properly then you're gonna have to come back, do these one-off appearances, and then go off, do your movies, because, like, he's an actor now. Everyone knows who The Rock is, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Yeah, and I just want to see him have one last run with the title, be The Rock for 1 year. See, WWE, the ratings will go up, it'll just be a success all round, and then have that retirement match. And yeah, and that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Join us on the journey. It's going to be one hell of a ride. This video done very well. Let's try to get the same numbers, if not better. And I'll see you all in a bit.